Now, go.
Let me tell you about this one thing I saw on Discord today, and these people who said these dumb things.
Thanks for joining me. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 21 of A Time of Total Warfare, our Battletech campaign. It's also the last episode of Season 5 of APGamingREAL.
What?
That's
This
true.
is like the video game moment where you're standing around going, the game just auto-saved.
July 26th is the six-year anniversary.
Like you've completed 6 years?
It's the start of the 6th year.
Oh, then isn't it the 5th year anniversary? Isn't that how anniversaries work?
You start, no. Okay. After 1 year, you have completed a year, and it becomes a 1 year anniversary. Okay, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It will be the 5-year anniversary, the start of the 6th year.
Yes.
This is the last episode of that. Thanks for helping confuse things.
Cool.
It will make my walking into the next session that much more funny. So let me walk into that next section. Today on Twitch, I was just cruising around, switching between people who I've followed, and I ended up on someone who was streaming a game called Super Seducer. It is a game that is a full live action video of a guy trying to teach you how to pick up women. If you choose the wrong answer, they show you how wrong it will become, and then he gives you a really condescending lecture. Depending on how good or bad your answer is, the women that are on the bed behind him have more or less clothes, get closer or farther from the camera, or disappear entirely if you choose a terrible option. I thought this was really interesting because, yes, I know that my audience has a very high opinion of me. I am, in essence, perfect in every way, overfilled with confidence. But there's one area I lack in, and that is not just because I'm tone deaf, but also I lack game. I don't have this thing called game. You might be surprised to hear it, but whatever it is, I don't have it. So while the general concept of Super Seducer, something, it was interesting to watch. And I was thinking I might get it to stream it just to see how bad it is.
So to fill you in on that, Arthur, I don't know if you recall that myself and a friend of mine who's a fellow YouTuber, I Am Patty Jack, went some rounds with that guy when the first Super Seducer came out, and he filed a spurious DMCA strike on I Am Patty Jack's video. And there was a huge hullabaloo with that. Yeah, that guy, we really don't get along well.
I gotta tell you, when I look at him, I'm not filled with trust and confidence in his answers. That's all I'm saying.
Not really, no. It is a hilarious game to mock, though.
It does seem funny to mock, but I also feel like he might have someone locked in a basement. That's all I'm saying.
He's actually married, believe it or not.
Are they locked in a basement?
No, she actually helped make the game.
I have nothing else to add for my intro. I just realized that because I haven't flipped my Zoom camera around, you can't read my hat, so I'm gonna go ahead and fool with my Zoom settings in midstream in a way that will surely upset Zoom drastically. There we go. Now I'm back. Now I have a hat. But now that I'm not mirrored, I'm gonna try to point at Pondo, and I'm gonna point at Cotton instead. There we are. I'm there. All right. I guess I was gonna do the intro where I tried to get Rad to say 90s catchphrases, but I'm just gonna skip that one. Cotton, how's your day going? How's your week going?
It's going okay.
Okay.
Nothing exciting happened.
Pondo, how about you?
Doing all right. I've been playing a lot of Warhammer 2. Testing out the mod list that Atomic sent me. he made. I guess we eventually will do a co-op campaign thing deal.
Interesting.
Playing as the Lizardman, so I get to play with dinosaurs, which is great.
Okay. I never played the lizard folk. I have to tell you, elves are excellent for one very specific purpose. Pretty early on. What? Pretty early on in the game, you can unlock the ability to see all the oceans. Which means every faction in the game that has a ocean-based coastline will reveal itself to you. And so for the elves, this is like being like, oh, I can't see anything. I'm like every other faction in the game, and I'm locked on my own stupid island, and there's only like 4 people here, to suddenly being like Gandhi from Civilizations. Giant piles of money fall from the sky. You get dark sunglasses. Harems of elven women appear out of nowhere. You will have so much money. You will have trade routes across the entire fucking world. People you will never reach in the farthest corner will be like, oh, I noticed you have an open trade route, Mr. Elf. We haven't ever met anyone else ever, and you're the only person we know. Why don't we give you an extremely lucrative trade route?
Wait, which game is this?
This is Total Warhammer 2.
Oh. I never played as the elves, so...
That's why you would know that they...
Woe is me, apparently.
They have the superior strategic choice early game open map. I chose it not thinking that it would be that good. It turned out to redefine the entire campaign. I went on to have several successful naval battles afterwards. Dealt with some pirates. Look, Pondo. I heard that you don't like wogs.
Not really. Even on my side, they would just go kill themselves by fighting another enemy.
I see. That's unfortunate.
In the end of the day, you have to count on the AI not being stupid, but then it's AI, so it's always going to be stupid.
Okay.
That's life, man.
All right.
It's like playing Army of Two. Every AI just out the open. You don't like the game. Have you played it?
It's all right.
Have you played it?
Me? Yeah.
I've seen it. I have not played it myself.
It's fun if you have someone to play with.
I'm sure. Just like every other game that requires a second person.
That's all I got. I can't convince you to play. I mean, third game was...
Isn't Army of Two like 20 years old now? You're not going to convince me to go back and play that.
No.
I'd rather play Dwarf Fortress for 20 hours.
Army of Two was originally on the Xbox and PS3.
Yeah.
PS3? The PlayStation that time forgot?
No.
Yeah.
I forgot about the PS3.
PS1, PS2, PS4. That's how it happened. It's just like there's only been 3 Spider-Man movies. Name one PS3 exclusive game.
Infamous 2, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3.
You can get all the Uncharted games on Steam now. And Infamous.
You can't get Uncharted games on Steam or
I'm
Infamous.
pretty sure you can.
No, you
cannot.
can't. They're
Really?
PlayStation exclusive. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
All right. You got me there.
So
you
you had
got
that
me
shit on
there.
lock.
Oh, you could just basically get it.
Well,
Last
you
of
can
Us?
still get it on PC because you can emulate
The Last of Us isn't a PS3 exclusive game. It's a PS4 exclusive game.
No, it's PS3. It was originally on
It was
PS3.
PS3. Yeah, originally it was PS3.
It's PS4.
Pondo's right.
It was originally PS3,
It
but then
was
they made
released during the PlayStation 4 rollout.
But it was
it was re-released for PlayStation 4.
Uncharted. Let me Google that for you real quick.
No, we're good. Pondo, you got anything else going on? I
No,
don't
that's
want to
all.
do another episode of Sid Googles things for you. We already had to reference that show twice this week.
That Last of Us.
You said PS4, so First release, Uncharted Drake's Fortune, was November 19th, 2007.
I said that The
What?
Last of Us was PS4.
PS3.
No, it was PS3. Last of Us was PS3.
I'm not arguing that Uncharted was PlayStation 4, Sid.
Oh, Last of Us.
Uncharted 4 is PlayStation 4.
Last of Us was 2013. That was
the year before the PlayStation 4 was released.
Yeah.
How do you know what year the PlayStation 4 was released?
Because I'm not a scrub.
I mean,
actually, it wasn't a year before. It was 5 months before.
The fact that you were a console fanboy.
15th, 2013, and The Last of Us was released June 14th.
I am specifically
5 months before the PS4 was released. So it was a PS3.
You can make a video about how wrong I am, Sid. It'll fit right in with all the others.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'm here to talk to you today about how terribly wrong APGamingREAL really is.
And has always been.
And always will be.
Tony, you got anything else?
No, that's all.
We'll just jump over to Sid then.
Yeah, hi. Hello. I'm Sid. I do things. I've done things. Yeah. It's been a week. We just found out this weekend about the unfortunate and very unexpected passing of Jeff in Control Robinson. That's a terribleness. Mechwarriors 5 turns out is an Epic exclusive. Well, not as horrible. It's still horrible. And yeah, I played a few video games. We had some fun with Warhammer this weekend. There's something positive. Warhammer was fun.
Are you sure? I got a lot of complaints about the episode.
Really? How come?
Everyone was upset about the dialogue.
Not enough of it, or too much?
Too much the use of the word Space Marine.
Oh.
Orcs are annoying, so.
Space Marine.
Space Marine? It's a Space Marine! Get stuck in, lads!
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I did.
The other thing was Atomic is just fucking distraught over the fact that everyone attacked him.
They were just trying to focus him down.
The worst was the stupid grenades. They kept targeting Atomic.
Those grenades.
So it would still get me and
I could have targeted anybody, and I still would have hit with every single grenade attack.
Yeah.
You would have missed one.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really unfortunate.
Because I stayed far away from everybody else.
There would have actually been one you would have missed if you had targeted either me or James.
Well, 'tis what it is. Everybody survived though, so it's fine. And it was
I
good.
Kind of survived.
It was good tension. It was good narration. I thought it was good all around.
Yeah, it was a rough fight.
And I got to step in at the very end and look like a big bad hero when I did absolutely nothing.
And you're about to get murder killed.
Yeah, I was about to get murder death killed really badly.
We all forgot about the rocket launcher at the time. I was like, oh yeah, I got this.
Oh yeah, this thing that can down this guy in 2 shots. Yeah, that's all I got going on. That's me in a nutshell. Been exercising a lot more, so that's been helping the old waistline a bit. And I figured out that exercising outside in the middle of summer is really dumb.
No, I disagree. I believe what you meant to say is exercising outside in the northern hemisphere in the middle of summer is really dumb.
Yeah.
Grimdark James is watching the VOD of this, sitting back, sipping on a mint julep, smoking a cigar, his feet up on a nice duvet somewhere, just laughing at all of us fucking Americans in our 35 Celsius outside temperature.
Yep. That bastard.
I don't even know if they have mint juleps in Australia.
I'm sure they probably do. It's a fairly popular
so Georgian. It's so Georgian though, like literally.
Really?
Oh yeah.
everywhere.
No,
Everywhere.
I never see it anywhere outside of the American South.
I mean, I live in the Pacific Northwest and I see it everywhere. So
Never seen.
it's a very popular drink.
I'll tell you what's a popular drink, sir. Mojitos.
Mojitos are also extremely
They are
popular.
not as popular as they were 5 years ago when the mojito insanity exploded, but
No, they're not. Oh my God. The mojito insanity actually exploded around here way longer ago than 5 years. I was still bartending when the mojito explosion happened up here. That's closer to 10, 12 years ago. In the before time, in the long, long ago, when dirt was still young, when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
you know, sometimes when you talk, Sid, I just really feel like getting a virgin Cuba Libre and just downing the whole thing. What's funny is that Sid might be the only person on the show right now that knows what that is, since we've established that pretty much no one else has ever had a drink in their entire life. Bro. You got anything else, Sid?
I'm thinking. Trying to think if there was any extra special games I played recently that I would like to recommend to anyone, and not really. No. I got a review copy for. Oh, there's something I can talk about. I got a review copy for a game on the Epic Store. God forbid, but I did. What the heck was the name of that game? It was a PlayStation game that they brought to the Epic Store. It was Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls. That was a very hard to define game. I mean, I got frustrated by the simple fact that this was a straight up QTE event game through and through, beginning to end. But it was very poorly done for the keyboard, to where you would have these random things to where you have to mash down on the number one on your keypad repeatedly, and then, you know, scrape the mouse with both buttons pressed back and forth, and then immediately walk forward while tapping on the 3 key and everything. Frustrating as hell.
I believe that game was made from the same. I could be completely wrong, but it was definitely took inspiration from Heavy Rain, which was another quick time event or button action type of game. I remember when it came out, and it was very hit or miss with a lot of people.
I do have to say, though, I found the story interesting. The voice acting was good. The story wasn't really all that in depth, and the twists in the game you could see coming from the first half hour of play. But for a story, it didn't suck. But for an actual video game, yeah, it sucked. Especially the PC port was just half broken most of the time. So yeah, Beyond Two Souls on PC. I give it a solid 4 out of 10. There's my review for the week.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. The only thing that lifted up, the only thing that keeps it from being absolutely abysmal is the story was decent.
Raddosaurus.
That's all I got. Yeah.
That's my name. Someone said it.
I did. It was
What is that? Oh, okay. Hello. I have nothing new to report.
I understand that you were supposed to episode of Tabletop, but then
Yes.
all hell broke loose twice,
That did supposedly happen.
including Connor wanting to play a board game via Discord.
Yes.
Not Discord voice, Discord
No.
text.
Yeah. Chat play by post board games. I did. I popped in on Arthur's channel on Tuesday to play with the On the Tabletop cast to play a couple of sessions of Stars Without Number. And unfortunately, from what I understand, one of the cast members was very ill. Hope he's doing okay, by the way. I don't know if there's anything new to report on that.
To the hospital.
Okay, I understand. Been there. So hopefully everything's working out well. We decided to play a board game instead, which I don't know. I guess just fate was not having it. Was not with us that night. I was thoroughly enjoying learning a new board game. If it wasn't so expensive, I'd run out and see if I couldn't buy it. But I don't. My board game budget is currently $0. So unless I can find a board game for $0, I won't be buying any new board games. But it was cool. We played Lords of Waterdeep. Well, I mean, we played like 3 rounds of it, I guess. 2 rounds of it, right?
We were on the third turn, yeah.
Yeah, before Connor's internet vomited all over itself.
You know, I'm going to shock you real quick, Rad, but...
AP was scared to tag me in because he knew I'd just take him down with me.
For $0, you could play several board games on Tabletop Simulator.
I believe it. That'd be kind of cool.
I was absolutely frightened of facing Pondo. Ever since he told me that I had the least juiciest brain, I have been destroyed. I'm not sure that I can function in society anymore.
I'm not sure juice is a accurate measure of brain functionality or
it wasn't brain functionality, it was how delicious it is to taste.
Okay.
There's a long story here. We were playing a zombie board game, and he decided to eat Cotton's brain.
No, we were playing Betrayal at Baldur's Gate.
Well, I mean, you were like a zombie.
No, I was a creature like to eat brains.
You were playing Betrayal
like a mind flayer.
Where was I?
Well, we've played Betrayal at Baldur's Gate like 3 or 4 times now, dude.
Dude, bro.
I feel so left out.
You should.
Have you played yet, Sid? I don't think you've played Baldur's Gate.
I've never played it before. I played the video games.
I still haven't played any Baldur's Gate.
Really?
Yeah.
I also have not played Baldur's Gate.
Absolute classics.
Chat feels bad for you, Sid.
I really want to play Betrayal at Baldur's Gate now.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Maybe Cotton and I'll put together a Baldur's Gate.
If everyone's characters dies before the first half of the episode is done, we'll play Betrayal at Baldur's Gate to buy time for when Glimo guests next episode as the new leader of Crow's Black. The man who brought together the shattered remnants of Crow's Black. Glimo will be here next week and can join us for several episodes. So.
I got dibs on what's his name, the edgy kid that
Howler. You want to play Halloween Crossroads? That is a complicated backstory, my friend. Brad, you got anything else going on?
What else?
I know you were dumping on Discord earlier. I don't know for what. It's usually something though.
You know, I don't know.
I don't know either. I was asking you what you tell me.
It's not something I'm willing to publicly discuss.
Oh, I see. All right.
So, I'll just dump on them later.
All right, I understand.
When the dumping is good.
I want to follow up on that. This whole time, I've been reading an internet article called "The Steakhouse Incident." I've been trying not to fucking lose it in the process, but it is a chronicle of a man who had too many plates to eat at a all-you-can-eat Ryan's buffet. And his battle trying to make it to the bathroom by fucking losing it.
Arthur just slayed himself.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
The very premise of the show is too much even for him to utter out loud.
Oh, my face hurts for too much blood there. Look,
your
man.
face is really red.
I gotta tell you, whoever wrote the Steakhouse Incident, whether it's real, whether it's fake, they're a fucking poet. The level of this.
What is it about, Arthur? Can you even get like the synopsis out without dying? Can I get a brief? Anything? He had to mute his mic. Kids.
Reading it. I don't know why. It shouldn't be as funny as it is. It is about a man attempting to make it to a bathroom.
Just to make it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the whole story.
Did you watch the Netflix show? Now I'm blanking. It's about the kid who paints all the dicks on the sides of teachers' cars.
No.
What is it called? Oh my god, I can't believe I can't think of it.
That reminds me of Jester from Critical Role, though. You know, Laura actually draws dicks on everything on that show.
That does not surprise me.
If you ever look at other people's character sheets, she's drawn dicks on their character sheets as well.
American Vandal.
American Vandal.
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
Is this a reality show?
There are 2 seasons of it. So what it is it's this faux documentary that a high school kid puts together on basically trying to like NCIS solve the case of who spray painted all the dicks on the teachers' cars in the parking lot. Based on Arthur's sensibilities of this last story that he just told about the steakhouse, I think American Vandal would be a home run.
I have to tell
for you.
I have 3 rules to broadcasting. There's actually 8 total rules, and there's a 0th rule. But number 1 is never talk about pee or poop on a stream.
I can understand why you have that rule, because the one time you broke that rule,
I know. I know.
It will forever live in infamy because you opened a box that you could not close, so to speak.
I mean, number 2 is don't get involved in cast members' lives, and I break that all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Own intense displeasure.
Yeah.
I've never gotten involved in people's personal lives and been like, this was a fulfilling experience for me. I really feel like I advanced as a person. I haven't gotten bogged down in the middle of a Middle Eastern desert in the process.
I can honestly say I have never gotten myself involved in the lives of anyone on this show.
You're full of shit, SidAlpha. I want to tell you something. There was an episode of the show where I was looking at Sid and I was like, well, I guess Sid's at a hotel or something. It's a little weird that the light switch behind him doesn't have a plating on it. But I'm not going to
judge him.
I'm not going to say anything on stream, right? And then he fucking walks out from behind Pondo and Cotton, and I was like, oh, that's their house. What is happening right now on this stream? I'm fucking losing my mind. I thought Sid was at some fucking conference somewhere. He lied. Well, he didn't technically lie. I just drew some assumptions based on.
I said I was taking a trip. I was just non-specific as to where I was going.
We should have had Rad come over and pop up behind Sid.
I know, right?
So good.
All right, Rad, you got anything else?
What are we talking about? I lost my train. Oh, American Vandal.
Yes.
During the break, you should absolutely watch the trailer for it. And I feel like you'll be 100% sold. I actually completely forgot about the show because it came out with a 2nd season and I have not watched it yet. And I very much want to. It's about the first season is with Dick spray paint on the side of cars. And the 2nd season is about the turd burglar. So I'm going to have to go back and watch the season about the turd burglar. I'm telling you.
Burglar.
I probably don't make it sound like a very clever show.
You haven't,
but
so far. You haven't.
When you watch the trailer, you will realize that it was not possible for me to make it sound clever, or at least not give it the credit that it's due. Comic-Con happened. Comic-Con is come and gone.
Houston Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are many Comic-Con.
There are many. Well, San Diego Comic-Con came and went. The Comic-Con of all Comic-Cons, I suppose.
I don't believe that.
Well, you should. It's absolutely globally the largest Comic-Con on the planet. I mean,
I will believe
your
premise. I just Jesus.
I mean, it's a pretty quantifiable statement.
Perhaps.
I believe you can disagree if you want.
I believe that Gen Con is like Comic-Con in many ways.
Okay.
Sid is just like, you're wrong, Arthur, and I'm about to send you a 20-page master's thesis on how wrong you are.
Gen sucks.
So yeah, so they revealed a bunch of Marvel stuff. Some of it I think is interesting. Others has got me quirking an eyebrow a little bit, but I guess in Kevin Feige we trust. So I'll wait and see how it happens. I think a lot of people are flipping out about stuff that is just silly to flip out about. People seem to really be polarized by Thor: Love and Thunder. I've seen a lot of people gripe about it, and I've seen a lot of people be really into it. The idea of Jane Foster coming back and becoming Thor.
I don't care. I watched Ant-Man 2. Okay, that's how far. That's how low I'm willing to go. I'll watch Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man 2.
They could put anything. yeah. But at the time, I didn't think Ant-Man 2 was going to be that good, and I think it was better than Ant-Man 1. But
I see.
At the time, I thought Ant-Man 2 was not going to be very.
You're commenting on your level of expectation.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it has the Marvel name. I'll watch it.
That's how I feel.
I mean, throughout the years, my appreciation for Black Panther has slowly fallen.
Same.
The more I look at their complex political structure, the more I think that they did not prepare for the situation that happened to them.
Okay. Well, you and I have very different ways of
They
looking
inherently trusted that the challenger would always lose and that the incumbent would always win.
I have to honestly say that political complexity does not have a bullet point on my movie ranking system anywhere.
I mean, in the end, we have to recognize that Killmonger was in fact the lawful and rightful heir. He won the challenge.
We have to recognize that.
He won the challenge, and then Black Panther came back and challenged him, but did not remove his Black Panther powers before the challenge, nulling his own challenge in the process.
The Killmonger also had Black Panther powers.
Yes, but Killmonger could have had them removed. He was never given that option.
He wouldn't have gotten he wouldn't have had the option.
We don't know that.
I'm not going,
Pondo, I'm not going to argue a hypothetical with you.
I'm also not going to argue the complexities of a comic book
But
film.
you already did. You've walked into that.
Good moves on both of your parts. Moving right along.
It's a fictional, non-existent country in a fictional, non-existent setting with fictional, non-existent people. Their political structure.
No, first off, I want to tell you,
ridiculous.
that is the thing that sells Marvel movies over DC, is that the setting is real. It's based in our world. They don't have Gotham. They have New York City.
Wakanda doesn't exist.
That's true.
But the idea of Wakanda exists.
I mean, Gotham's Chicago.
The idea of Neverland exists.
Also true.
Yeah, it's a
going,
range.
guys. This is a good debate. I think we're really the fruits of our labor are gonna pave the way for future generations when it comes to regulating our movie enjoying experience.
Ultimately, after Endgame, the whole universe is over for me. It's kind of.
I talked to a lot of people.
How do you know that, though?
Right?
Like,
they're like, "This is as big as it's gonna get."
No, I disagree.
I don't feel that way, but I know a lot of people.
I feel like
I don't really have much interest after Endgame now because it's kind of
they want it to be like that, right?
Yeah.
Endgame was supposed to close things out, and now they're like, no, we're gonna make, instead of 2 movies a year, we're gonna make 5 movies a year and 2 television series a year. Let's see what we can do now.
Yeah,
I think give them a little trust, Pondo. Give them just the fucking tiniest bit of trust.
I have no trust.
Look what they've done so far.
I have no reason not to trust is my thing, right? People who are like, oh, this Thor is coming from like a comic book that didn't do so well. I'm like, all right, look, if you're gonna say that the movie isn't gonna do well because it's based on a bad comic book storyline, I mean, we could look at Guardians of the Galaxy. We could look at Iron Man. We could look at all of these comic book lines that were really underperforming comic books.
The comic wasn't received well doesn't necessarily mean the movie will be shit.
And that's my opinion, right? Like, source material is important only to an extent that you're trying to establish a franchise. And I think Marvel's franchise is so established that they can pull little parts and pieces from the comic books as inspiration, but they have this 24 or however many movie like universe that they've built that they don't really have to rely on.
To 50 yet?
cherry picking like the best comic book storylines. Like I just don't think they need that. If they can make Guardians of the Galaxy like a C tier comic at best, one of the most beloved series is in the Marvel universe. I mean, I'm not worried about them picking like some obscure this or that to make a movie. Like Eternals, they're putting a lot of bank behind Eternals, and Eternals was garbo. Like nobody cared about it when it came out. It was Jack Kirby's baby that no one was interested in whatsoever. But now, I mean, look at the cast that they got for this thing. It's crazy. So I just feel like you have to put a little bit of faith in these people who have made these movies that you love so much. Like, I'm not a big Natalie Portman fan, so I'm not crazy about her coming back and being like the lead in the movie. But I can't not go see a Taika Waititi movie now, right? Like he's done so well in my eyes, like for what I want to see when I go to the theater, that it would be silly for me to be so dismissive just based off a premise. Like I'm absolutely on board with going to see a movie because it has a director that you like, regardless of what the movie is about, regardless of what kind of movie it is, regardless of what the genre is. If you follow directors, my wife is digging in ice. I'm sure you can hear it.
Well, I want to say,
if you follow directors, I feel like you can't go wrong. In the same way that when I read comic books adamantly, which I don't anymore, but when I did, I didn't follow characters. I followed artists and writers. So like wherever that artist went and wrote, wherever that artist went and drew comics, or wherever that writer wrote, I would go and read those comic books. Like I didn't just read X-Men because I loved X-Men. I read the X-Men arcs that were by writers that I really enjoyed. And when that writer left X-Men and went to go write something else, I went to go read that. You know what I mean? So I feel like you need to it would behoove you to believe in the directors that you enjoy and have seen movies that you really like in the past.
All I'm saying is with this new Thor thing, 2 points. One, there's a Thor storyline where there are an infinite number of Thors that hang out on a planet where all Thors are police officers. And one of them is like the frog from Chrono Trigger. Yes, it's literally just a frog Thor.
I brought that up to people. I was like,
anthropomorphic frog with a cape and a hammer. And they all believe that only they are worthy to wield Mjolnir, even though they have an infinite number of Mjolnirs.
I'd be on board, 100%. I would go see if Taika Waititi was doing Frog Thor. If that was the announcement at Comic-Con, my butt would be in the seat.
It's a Marvel movie, so all we need out of Thor 4 is Natalie Portman showing up and watching Korg choke slam Darth Vader. That's all we need.
No, I mean, I get people that some people are like, I need a break. I don't need a break, right? Like,
people are getting a break. It's like
it's
like 6 months to the next Marvel movie, right?
Man, I love ice cream, and I've eaten ice cream every week for the last 16 years of my life. I'm going to stop eating ice cream. That's never going to happen, right? I'm going to continue to want to consume the things that I like. So if I like Marvel movies, I'm just going to keep watching them. I don't need a rest. I saw, I don't know if we talked about it on this show, but Far From Home, excellent movie, right? Like, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice if you're like, well, I'm not going to go see that movie because I saw Endgame and I'm done. I'm like, okay.
I said the same thing about beer.
See?
Too.
Look, the reason to watch Far From Home is to see what Swargula would be like if he was a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mysterio and Swargula have some very uncanny resemblances.
I could agree.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to probably some of the series as much or more than I'm looking.
Oh, it's a Loki. Loki, 100%. It doesn't matter. All of them will suck except for Loki, and I will still watch all of them.
Yeah. Also, I don't
Loki
think any of them are
fucking
gonna suck.
destroy.
That's what I don't get. I don't get why people are like, oh, this or that is going to suck. I'm like, what have they made that has sucked? Nothing. They haven't made anything that sucked. I mean,
have some answers for you, but
they've made some films that were not as good as other films, or some films that were, when you have 24 movies, they can't all be the best movie you've ever seen. So some are not as good as the others, but none of them are terrible. Like, when was the last time you saw a truly terrible movie? Because it probably wasn't a Marvel movie. Like, I have seen
last night
some legitimately terrible movies, and even the Marvel movies that I like the least are still like coherent narratives. You know what I mean? That like invoke some sort of emotional response at least once or twice during the movie. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people are so, oh, it's over, I'm done. Okay, I guess you can be over and done if you want. But I don't know. I'm still in. I'm still in Star Wars too, though. So I guess if that tells you anything.
Yeah, I'm a hard out on Star Wars.
I figure you can power through just about anything. I'm just looking forward to the Mandalorian. That's the Star Wars I'm talking about when I talk about still in on Star Wars. You know, the trilogy will come and go, and it'll be over. Look, people will be glad it's over, but I'm looking forward to the
I'm going to ground break for you here, okay? We need to set the eventual Marvel Disney crossover. At the end of The Mandalorian, it's revealed that Ben Kingsley, the Mandalorian from Iron Man 3, the Mandarin shows up and he's like, "So I heard you need a Mandalorian."
Yeah. No, that's it.
Sad part is that would not surprise me if they
it would be amazing. It would be shitty and amazing.
Would not be amazing at all. But it would not surprise me in the least. It would be
incredible.
I don't know. People try to dunk on Disney all the time, but I just don't get it.
It's because they're evil.
They're in their prime. They're in their prime, and they're taking over the whole world at this point. And they're not making a lot of garbage. I mean, not all of it is for me. I don't go see every Disney movie that comes out because, like, I'm not into the live action ones. I don't go see those. But that's not, you know, that doesn't mean they're bad.
Was it just a while ago the Disney heiress found out that staff at Disney World were having to dumpster dive just to be able to feed themselves?
Oh, see, I don't know anything about that.
I don't know about that.
You know, it's the same. That's the same for me as it is for games. I don't stick my nose into, frankly, your business, SidAlpha, where you go and you look at like the greater moral conundrums and dealings of these corporations. That's fine. I think
that's inaccurate to what
that's worthwhile to some people, but I mean that's just not my business. Like, I'm just interested in consuming media, and as long as I can put money on a table and then feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of what I came to pay for, whether that be a game or a movie or a show or a service or whatever it is, then I walk away with a smile on my face. And, you know, if I were somebody looking for a job, which I am, and I did my research and I looked at Disney and I find that they didn't pay enough for me to live, I wouldn't get a job there. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is an adult. They get to make their own choices. So if they're being taken advantage of a corporation, then yeah, that's shitty of that corporation to do. But also, I mean, do something else with your life, I guess. I don't know. I think it's always more complicated than evil corporate America. Like, that's always an overly simplistic answer, I feel like.
It's also always more complicated than, say, you know, if the job isn't to your liking, go find another job.
Sure, absolutely. That's very fair to say. Like, that's an oversimplification on my part, 100%. People don't always have the mobility to change their lives like that.
But to say corporations are evil, you know, that's not merely a hyperbolic statement, because you have to understand a corporation is a corporation for a reason. They're incorporated, they have investors, and because of that, they will always have this drive to one up their profits and their income year after year. And their focus will always be on making sure the most profit can be gained possible.
Sure.
It's, you know, it's the scorpion and the frog.
Yeah, absolutely. I've made it pretty clear on multiple occasions that my sphere of worry and concern is very nuclear to me and my family. So I feel for other people out there, struggle's real and all that. But I'm just going to do me over here in my little corner the best I can.
This discourse has gotten too high-minded to me, so I just want to interject.
I'm done.
And say,
my intro's over. So.
No, oh, come on.
Okay, go.
I'm trying to get a quick joke. I know, you know, let me just tell you something. This joke would have been, have you ever played Shaq Fu at Windy City or whatever it is? It's like a Sega Genesis game.
Familiar, yes.
Where Shaq is like a kung fu master or something like that, and when you
like a side scroller.
Yeah, and you can dunk, and it'll literally set the net on fire and shatter the backboard. This joke that I'm about to tell you would have been that, but now it's been ruined.
All right.
I was gonna say, I feel like your accusations that SidAlpha does this kind of high-level, in-depth, hard-hitting commentary on gaming corporations inaccurate. It would be like saying he's like Darth Vader going down the halls of a Corellian blockade runner, slowly slaughtering in an elegant, measured pace, destroying fools, throwing them everywhere, when in fact he's more like a pod race.
Wow, Sid's turning red.
I have a feeling that AP Gaming Real video just became a 3-parter.
Let's be honest, it's more like professional wrestling than it is professional discourse.
All right. I feel like I could do a whole podcast on the consumption of popular media and how to regulate your expectations and media consumption, but this obviously is
I feel
not
like
that
you
podcast.
have done that. Look.
Hey, I'm just going to say, you're not going to hear me talk about the stuff that I don't like. Not generally.
I understand.
Because it's just not, I don't know, like, just because I don't like something doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and try and talk. Somebody else might like that thing, whatever it is. Somebody might like it. And if they do, who am I to talk them out of it? Like, I just want, I want to like everything that I possibly can. And I want other people to like whatever they, because there's, you know, it's a tough world out there. And if there's something out there you like, who am I to stand on a soapbox and get on the internet and tell you what a piece of shit that is that you like? I don't know. I don't have any interest in that. Like, if I don't like it, I'm just probably not going to talk about it. Or I'll just say, nah, it wasn't for me. But if I like stuff, then I'm absolutely going to go out there and try and sell it to other people, because I want people to be exposed to as much cool stuff as possible. But yeah, if it's garbage, I'm not going to talk about it very much. So am I a shill? Maybe, if that's what being a shill is, and probably. But I'm just excited to talk about things that I like, and I will unabashedly push those things on other people. And the stuff that I don't like, you're just not going to hear about, really.
All right, Rad. I'm actually going to call bullshit on this. I'm just going to I'm going to keep following this up. You ready for
Yeah, I'm ready for my basketball hoop to catch on fire.
You say that you like to give people as much cool stuff as possible.
I try, yeah.
But before the stream, you refuse to give your daughter ice cream until she
brownies. Brownies. And
Damn it!
This is an empty brownie container because she ate an adequate amount of macaroni and cheese.
Nope, I'm done. I fucked up.
The brownies.
I could have sworn it was ice cream. I was like, I have this on a lock.
Tonight's show is brought to you by HEB's 2-Bite Brownies.
I got Sid with the professional wrestling pod racing reference.
Yeah, you tried.
I thought I could double down with the ice cream thing. I wasn't paying enough attention. No,
you tried to call it back.
So Arthur, you think you got me? I just didn't want to waste the energy burying your argument in the ground.
Like a tombstone pile driver delivered by the Undertaker, right?
No.
Okay.
More like when Mankind got dropped into the ring from the hell in the top of this cage.
Please don't do that meme. I'm good.
Who's left? Arthur, how was your week?
Yeah.
I feel like I did my week, but
did you? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Tell us about your new computer and
it's functional. I've been playing My Time at Porsche with pretty much every waking moment of my life. So
okay.
But is my Time at Porsche running better?
I don't know, because I didn't play it on the other one. So My Time at Porsche doesn't have cloud save, so when I beat Subnautica, I was like, what game has cloud save that I could play between the first and second computer? And over all the games installed on my computer, I was like, no games have cloud save, so I am not going to start a new playthrough. Instead, I will watch a movie.
You know, all you have to do is just transfer over your My Documents.
I understand, and I did that. You're blinking.
It didn't register your saves?
It did. It has it for several games. I just didn't want to... Look, what if something had gone wrong along the path? Well, and something did go wrong. Something did go wrong with the Warhammer stuff. All of those Warhammer archived mods, for some reason they didn't work. I had to re-download the pack and reinstall it. And then I had to reassemble all of those Warhammer armies. That's why the sisters had disappeared. Everything else I had assembled out of Warhammer mods that I subscribed to rather than installed. I know, it's weird, but the transfer did not work, and that is why I'm glad I didn't start my time at Porsche. Because I would have been so fucking ensorcelled by this game. Alright? I've got chickens, I've got a horse. You don't know what a big deal that is. I know it doesn't sound like very much, but it took me a really long time to get these chickens.
I grew up with a horse, so to me it's not
okay. You know what? I also am trying to lure a llama into a cage so that I can turn the llama into my new horse.
Llamas are assholes.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I want to ride one.
Just stick with a bull or a horse.
You can't get a bull. You can only get horses and llamas.
Well, I feel like you're playing the wrong game then.
I am playing the right game, sir. I have never...
Rune Factory?
I mean, if it was the right game, it'd have bulls.
Rune Factory?
Yeah.
Never heard of this.
I think it's from the people who made Harvest Moon, because it says a fantasy Harvest Moon on it.
Rune Factory is pretty good, actually.
It's basically Harvest Moon, but instead of buying animals, you go out into caves and you find monsters and you like get them to become your animals. Like you can get chicken monsters that lay eggs. You can get wolves that'll go hunting for you and stuff like that. You can ride the like grass yaks.
Okay. None of that matters because tomorrow what? You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm looking at Sid. Sid doesn't know what he just started laughing for no reason.
Oh,
what do you got?
Whenever you say that doesn't matter because of this extremely unimportant thing.
No, this is extremely important. Here's why it's important.
Okay.
I can't play Rune Factory because I'm not going to be playing my time at Porsche anymore. Tomorrow is the release date for Fire Emblem Three Kingdoms. That's my new thing. I'm going to become a full-time Fire Emblem Three Kingdoms streamer.
It's 3 houses.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick the best house. I'm going to recruit all of the children, and I'm going to fucking destroy everybody.
I mean, it does matter because there's another game called Total War Three Kingdoms.
That's it. I've been wrong so many times tonight. It's physically painful. Sid, don't nod. You're
painful for us too.
You're upset because I compared your life's professional work to professional wrestling and pod racing.
No, see, you're ascribing emotions to me that I just do not have.
You've never been mad before in your entire... I've seen your Twitter account. You know that, right?
I don't get upset. I just get even.
I've seen you get upset before.
I don't get upset.
So it's like, I get even, and he gets up and leaves, and then he's standing behind Arthur in his basement.
I want to say, by the way, Rad, you just went very, very dark, and I don't just mean in your tone. I mean that your background...
Yeah, I just told Google to turn my lights off.
He needed to set the scene for his little comment there.
That's true. If you don't believe me, I can turn them back on.
Doesn't matter whether I believe you or not. You could have someone standing by a light switch in order to turn them back on.
You can probably hear her speak back to me. Hey, Google, turn the living room lights on.
Okay, turn 2 lights on.
Did you hear?
I heard
Rad, I want to remind you that people watch this show over television speakers rather than...
So I'm not gonna be like, play pornography or anything like that. Although that would be kind of funny.
I think that might be the final thing to mention, by the way. I was on the Reddit... No.
Okay, Google.
Just stop. Why do you... The two of you tonight, I want to tell you, this right here, I know we've been comical. I know I've taken shots tonight, but this right here is more disappointing than the time Lexi did that shit. Okay, the two of you know better than to mess with the viewers.
Oh, you mean when she go, Alexa, do this thing?
Why would you?
I've already pissed off all your viewers by telling them I don't care how evil Disney is. They're already livid.
I don't know if they're still watching this show after 3 seasons of us
Livid.
being like, Disney is the greatest thing that has happened to mankind in America.
How dare you speak on corporate America?
Disney is lifted by a bald eagle into space while trailing rainbow tears.
The opinions of this talking face on the internet has upset me greatly.
I want to circle back. On Reddit manga today, I was like, okay, new release, blah, 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 blah. And then there was this topic that was slowly creeping up in popularity to the top. And I was like, fuck is this? It's not, it's not manga related, right? There's no cover on it. There's hundreds of discussions. And I'm like, I'll take a look at it. And it was like 2 very prominent hentai sites are being shut down by Dutch intelligence today. Make backups. Here's how you can go to GitHub or whatever and get full downloads of the whole site. And I'm like, holy shit, guys. r/manga is like one of the top 100 servers on Reddit. You cannot be doing this. What the fuck? So bad.
You gotta protect the hentai.
Really, Sid? That's your code. I want to remind you that this is recorded and it's on the internet forever. We now, someone could clip that and just play it back.
Oh, I'm sure they already have.
I don't. You think Sid cares?
Oh, that's a good point.
Do you know
I'd say that I wouldn't care.
You know how many weebs follow my channel? I put out as like, okay, weebs, send me your anime last night. I'm still getting flooded on Twitter.
Yeah, that was a poor choice on your part.
Like, holy
I have to tell you,
I was not expecting that many responses. I was expecting a large amount, but not a complete avalanche. It's ungodly the amount of people that were responding to that.
Yeah, Aerosida made a similar mistake to that.
Yeah,
Not exactly, but
Oh, with the Bridget stuff? Yeah.
the way you said "okay, weebs" makes me really want to have a otaku-based digital assistant that you could just be like, "Okay, weebs, download the latest, whatever."
That would be brilliant.
Okay, weebs, open my Verve app and play the latest episode of Konosuba.
You say this, but now somebody's going to do it.
That's okay.
it's gonna be Crunchyroll. I see it.
I don't know that Crunchyroll has the capability to do that right now. I think
They
Crunchyroll is kind of drowning in their own
Can't even
non-success.
get their encoding right.
Well, I mean, they do it correctly on Verve. They put all their effort into Verve.
Verve's compression rates are garbage, though.
Okay. I don't know what that means. I'll leave it to the network engineers.
If it's not gonna be Crunchyroll, it'll definitely be Funimation.
Funimation is not an agile anime company. They don't have the kind of free capital that you would need. Netflix is who we need.
Netflix would do it.
Yeah, Netflix is who we need for
It
a
won't be on
digital
call.
personal otaku assistant. They will buy literally any anime they can get their hands on. The shittiest possible animes. All the time.
Yep.
Still waiting for them to get the dub for One Punch Man. It's not happening yet.
That's fine.
Fortunately.
Let me ask, are you watching the second episode of One Punch Man? Or second season of One Punch Man?
I haven't even seen
I've been meaning to do, but I haven't yet. I've already seen the manga. So
I don't know anything about it, so,
read.
I was really disappointed with the first season.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that you were disappointed with the first season.
I mean, the punchline of the second half of the first season was a gay guy that is repeatedly stuck in prison for being a serial rapist is allowed to get out and continue to sexually harass men because he's super powerful and they need him. Even though they don't need him, because literally he's the weakest of all of them, and they just fucking ignore him constantly. They just needed really cheap gay jokes. So, I'm sorry. Ever since Puri Puri Prisoner was introduced, I fucking couldn't give a shit about the show. Plus, the gag gets old by like the third episode. He's so strong, he instantly defeats everybody accidentally just by walking past them. I'm sorry. But
I'm sorry that you can't just...
it's not humorous to me.
It's all about the lead up to it, though. It's okay, maybe it's fine.
Look, while the rest of us are talking anime and Disney, Cotton is over here. That's the real takeaway. She's doing something with her life. All right, is there anything else we can attack each other and destroy our friendships over real quick, or should we get started with the
I logged into Verve last night, and for some reason, Konosuba was showing with a new episode.
Well, that's because you don't pay attention on my Discord when I said, "Hey, Konosuba has a new episode."
Oh, so yeah, I finally noticed that.
It's the one with I haven't seen it, but I assume it's the one where he gets the collar around his neck that slowly tightens, and then you get it off. No. Okay, well then I don't know which one it was. Please talk about the Battletech Kickstarter briefly. All right, I feel like we talked about it last week, but it was supposed to raise $30,000, and now it's passing $1 million. The only thing of note that I can think about is that
get 1,060,000 with 23 days still to go.
Yeah, they're gonna nail that.
Their goal was 30K.
Yep. There's some dude that was like, all right, I feel like we really need to just make whatever kind of money we can on this. Just tell them we're going to make new pewter minis or whatever, and I'm sure people will, like, order them or some shit. And now they're like, okay, this is fucking the Noah's Ark of minis right now, okay? We need to have an act of God to complete this Kickstarter, because we do not have the resources. The real hidden within the Kickstarter's first backer kit is the true treasure chest, an indicator that they are making another Mechwarrior RPG called Mechwarrior Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Is this real? Is it not real? What more could we know about it? There are things I can't say on stream. That's all I could say.
Well,
but
AP now showed your
given
hand,
that given that we're almost at Gen Con time, probably more will be released there. Is what
you've already showed your hand, AP.
What do you mean I've already shown my hand?
Already shown your hand.
You showed your hand that you've known that you know something.
That's because it was in the backer kit.
I just did a word search for Destiny, and there's nothing there.
You did it, Sid. You blew the lid off this whole fucking thing. Good job.
So, yeah.
Arthur can't even make words good anymore.
At this point, should we just
could I ever? Was that one of my favorite anime memes that I never get to use? Is where someone's like, "I'm here to destroy your happiness," and the second part is a guy going, "I have happiness."
Not for long.
All right, I guess people want us to talk about MechWarrior 5 going Epic exclusive. There's not much to talk.
I mentioned that a while ago. Yeah, the AMA is going on right now. People have been blowing up my Discord about it. I've got 3 people that are actually recording the AMA for me.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just not going to order it. They went from
I backed it. I backed it at like the ultimate tier level. I'm disappointed.
I still don't really. I mean, you don't have to explain it to me. I know we probably want to start playing Battletech at some point on this Battletech stream, but I don't really know the connotation. I mean, again,
it's just the anti-consumer aspect of paid time distribution. Basically, Epic brought the console wars to PC in digital distribution form, and the Epic Store is woefully incomplete and with massive security vulnerabilities and problems. And nobody likes it that they're doing this, and yet they keep on just using all that Unreal Engine and Fortnite money to just chill out to pay developers to not put their games on any other digital distribution except for Epic.
Sure, and all of that is true.
Attempting to force competition with Steam before they're ready to actually compete with Steam.
Right. All that's true. Plus the Chinese government.
Tencent, owns
40% of it, and they already control Chinese artificial intelligence. internet products. They monitor the Chinese instant messaging service.
Tencent's about as big as Microsoft.
Yeah, they have. If you use the Epic Game Launcher, they will crawl up your ass and monitor everything that you do and sell it to literally anyone in China because they belong to the government. So yeah, everything Sid said is true. I'm the professional wrestling here. Sid went and was like, look at all these true facts, look at all this consumer stuff, and I was like, yes, but also Chinese intelligence is a demon deep within inside the butt of Epic Games.
I think you really put it in terms I understand when you said bringing the console wars to PC. Because that's something PC customers are not something accustomed to, like the exclusivity of
they're really not
game availability kind of.
See,
but isn't that something that's always existed with BattleNet? Like Blizzard has always kept their.
Well, Blizzard has always had their
you could
their own
play BattleNet on a PC or a Mac. I mean,
yeah,
but I mean, like it's a proprietary launcher
Linux too. It's a proprietary launcher, but you know, Blizzard always publish their own games. You know,
I guess it's true.
Just like you know, you wouldn't expect Sony to create a game
right
and release it on PlayStation and Xbox. You know,
so Epic is buying up the games of other publishers because they're not a publisher; they're just a distributor. Essentially,
they're both. Actually,
they are.
They own everything.
They are a publisher.
I see.
Wasn't Epic that made Gears of War series?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through like I don't know. There's a 10 or 15 year gap in my playing video games, so I don't. You know.
Yeah, PC gaming has always had a culture of being able to choose everything. You can choose to buy the game on Steam, or you can choose to go to one of the other digital distribution platforms. Not that there are very many. You can choose, you know, you have your choice of peripherals, you have your choice of operating systems, you have your choice of hardware and hardware upgrades and everything. Everything is a lot more open on PC, and that's why all these corporations were never able to lock things down to be, you know, to lock you into their ecosystem like consoles had, to where, you know, consoles were consoles are the hardware manufacturer and the digital distributor and your access to online gaming all at once, you know. So with PC, the only thing they had would be digital distribution exclusivity. And I've been saying that for years. And Microsoft was pushing that all the way back in the Windows Vista era. But, you know, Epic is taking their giant wad of cash and throwing it everywhere they can to try and do exactly that.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I just went, so like I said, I had a big gap in gaming. I had a big gap in PC gaming. Like I switched over and pretty much played exclusively. Once I had children, I basically was a console player only because I didn't have a PC that could play games on for a very, very long time. So like in that amount of time that I only played console games, the world switched from go to the store and buy the game off the shelf and install it on your computer to the Steam world. Like that happened while I was only a console player. So like now where I have a computer where I can play games with, I have Steam and I have like no games in my Steam library because all the games I have are in like CD sleeves and like binders. You know what I mean? Like I don't have, so I'm new to all of the digital distribution model of PC gaming because I didn't play PC games for probably like 10 years. And when I did, it was almost only ever Blizzard games because I had like, I'm like a one game person. I play like one game at a time and I play that game until I don't want to play it anymore or a new game comes out. And then I play that new one game for however long until it no longer entertains me. So I don't have like a big game library.
That's common for most people, actually. Yeah. You know, I have so many goddamn games because I have to look at so many games. Otherwise, my library would be nowhere near as large as it is.
I just want to take a step back. I didn't get a chance to interject this last shitty joke in. As you know, SidAlpha was going on and on about how you can't customize consoles and peripherals and all that nonsense, but I'd like to announce that tonight's sponsor is Mad Catz game controllers. Yes, Mad Catz, the choice of gamers everywhere, allowing you to make your controller vibrating, translucent. You can even add a keyboard to your game. Mad Catz. Yes, it's out of business, but I will still very much attempt to
way
make
out of business.
For PC gaming, I prefer my Xbox One professional controller.
I understand.
the sellout controller.
Works great on PC.
I was gonna say we're ready to get started with the show, but I feel like we should just break.
No, we have to go to break because we talked for so long that it's almost 10 o'clock.
See,
Eastern.
now we definitely can't play
That's
Betrayal of Baldur's Gate
right there.
Yeah. All right.
Well, we also started like half an hour late. Too.
Yeah, but that's kind of normal sometimes.
It's true.
Well, we still have another 10 minutes.
The first time we've actually been talking all the way to the first break.
I even skipped the joke I was going to do about the nameless demon. And, I feel like I really could have pulled that one off badly.
I mean, I feel like, the audience might feel a certain kind of way about it, and understandably so, because they show up to watch a certain thing. But like 60-70% of why I show up every week is just to bullshit with my friends on Thursday night. So I'm always perfectly satisfied for intros to go on as long as they want to go on. I mean, that's just me, though.
And that's fine. But on Pokemon, we normally have 5-minute or less intros. That's exciting for the audience. Well,
that's fine. That's like
variable introduction length is important to keeping people agile.
I'm saying the audience can feel however they want to feel about it. That's just how I feel about it.
Chad is asking me which Fire Emblem house I'm picking. I don't know. I don't know anything about Fire Emblem Three Kingdoms. I will pick whichever house. There it is. Pondo was just like, you got it wrong again. Look, go back, roll the tape back, watch his eye roll. He just looks up like, God, Arthur is such a fucking idiot. I knew I could get him with that too. The house for me is whichever house seems the most badass during its introduction.
I actually wasn't paying attention, so
that's fine. I got him. Just go back and watch it. It happened. 100%. 100%.
That's what you want to tell yourself.
Look, it seems tonight I need to take whatever easy victories I can get, okay? That's all I'm saying. We are going to break for the midway point early. And when we get back, we're going to spend 2 hours of the party being shot at. We'll see you.
Non-stop action.
I mean, nonstop terror, probably. Action.
$5 for the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
What movie theater have you been in that only costs $5? I mean, it's like $12.50 to get me into a matinee on a Tuesday morning.
That's like the monster truck rally, my dude. Not okay. A motion picture.
All right, I understand.
Sunday.
All right. Just knows what I'm talking about.
You might not know this, but Delaware does not have that many monster truck rallies.
Oh, dude. You need to
monster
move.
Truck rallies are fun.
You need to move post haste.